friend, welcome. In today's video, I am going to share with you guys, it's been a long time since we've done like a chat with coffee or tea or Ninja, whatever you've got by you. I'm going to share with you guys what I've been doing the beginning of this year that has made a huge difference in how I'm feeling, the habits I'm going to be keeping this year, as well as I already shared the ones I'm going to be tossing that I tried last year, but there are some habits I'm continuing and things I'm doing this year. And this reset that we started with at the beginning of the year has been so helpful and eye-opening. So if you are looking for really quick, here's 3 things and go, this is not the video for you. This is going to be the let's chat video. Put it on while you are getting ready or doing something productive. You've got dishes on, and let's just have a little chat, shall we? Because I feel like so often we want to bullet point everything and make everything just like, here's your answer, go move on to the next thing. And I understand that we have a whole lot of things to do and we are all incredibly busy in our world today. But let's take some time to breathe, shall we? Let's breathe. Because that is part of what was impactful in this reset. So, okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you missed the last couple of videos, I have shared within there that at the beginning of this year, my husband and I decided we needed to really reset our diet. We eat super clean when we are at home. However, we do a date night every Saturday night and we go out to eat after church on Sundays. We live in Casper, Wyoming. I don't know where you're watching from. You might be able to relate to this and you might not. Oh, it's stuck on my earring. Okay. So you may or may not be able to relate to this. We have previously lived in cities like Denver and Atlanta where there abound farm-to-table restaurants, places where you can go out but still have decent choices. Now they're still using seed oils at most of those places, unfortunately, and those sort of things, but you have, overall, you can make a wiser choice. Here in Casper, our options are much more limited as far as that goes. And so we had, since we moved here a few years ago, gotten into a really bad habit of when we went out on Saturday and Sunday, ordering whatever sounded good. And I in the past have not worried too much about fried foods because if you're making them at home, I should say I did a long time ago. And then at home, if you're frying them in lard or tallow, then I'm still not worried about them if you're doing that, if you're doing it well, and you're using well-sourced food. But what we're getting out is not. So anyway, long story short, our bodies were starting to think things tasted good that were artificial and chemical laden and all of the things that we don't consume at home and that we know better, but we were craving them. So we both decided, he picked the program that we were doing and he wanted to do Dr. Mark Hyman's 10-day, it's a blood sugar reset thing. It's basically like paleo primal. So, paleo-ish diet. You cut out grains and dairy and you guys know I am a huge proponent of sour leavened fresh milled grains. They are fantastic. They're loaded with foods or with nutrients and they're so good for the body and nourishing and they don't spike your blood sugar. And things like raw milk, which is fantastic when you get it well sourced. And I still am of those things. But for 10 days, we cut them out because we knew we needed to reset our taste buds to where bread that I was making at home is really the only bread that we want. Or we do have one place locally, they just bought a local grocery market here. So technically 2 places now that do use organic grains and sour leaven their grains. So there is a place too, if you're here locally, True Bakery and Grant Street Market. Bill and Emily bought, they own True Bakery and they bought Grant Street as well. And so now you can get really good bread there as well. But otherwise, eating out, we're really trying to steer clear and limit our bread to like maybe once a month that we might get a sandwich or something out because the breads that you get at the restaurants, friends, are loaded with all of the stabilizers and dough conditioners, and not to mention their conventional grains that have been sprayed with glyphosate, desiccated with glyphosate, like all sorts of things, to where your body just doesn't recognize it, doesn't know what to do with it. So both of us were dealing with a lot of inflammation. In 10 days, lost a lot of that, and I'm so thrilled. And then after the 10 days, well, hold on. The other things that I started doing in the 10 days that I wanted to do for a long time and used to do, we're getting back to my lemon water first thing in the morning. So it's actually not the very first thing I do. I do another drink. I think I've explained this before. I do a drink first thing in the morning with some warm water and sulfurzyme powder, some minerals, I put some Endoflex essential oil in there to support my endocrine system. I do some apple cider vinegar that's homemade, so it's more apple scrap vinegar than apple cider vinegar, exactly, if you're going to be technical. But I do some of that first thing in the morning with some mineral essence. I think I said that already. And then after I finish that, before going to coffee or even tea, I have been doing lemon water again, or lime water. I'm kind of alternating between doing like a half a lemon one day, the second half, and then going to a lime and then back to a lemon kind of thing. And adding the essential oil, the corresponding essential oil with it as well. You guys, I did that for years, and I don't even remember how I got off of that habit. You know, sometimes habits just like, you're not sure if they're making a difference and they go away, and it really does. So getting back to that, and my body responds really well to intermittent fasting. And so I want to encourage you, especially if you are a woman who is in her 40s and you are hearing a lot of things online right now about dangers of intermittent fasting. If you are a woman, don't do it. There's so many different things out there. It can be terrible for your hormones. It can be really bad. I'll tell you, I tried eating first thing in the morning, and I ended up getting super inflamed, and it was not helpful, and I did not feel really good. I did it for several months. So you need to listen to your body, know your body, pay attention. And it doesn't matter what influencers are saying. It doesn't matter what doctors are saying. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work for your body. So you need to know how your body responds. Pay really close attention to things like your bowel movements, your energy levels, your sleep patterns. All of those things will tell you whether your body's responding well or not. So I have gone back to about a 14-hour intermittent fast. I'm not strict about it. We're eating earlier in the evening. That's something we started in January that I will absolutely continue trying to get we started trying to do it earlier than that, but we've been really good about it since January. Really working to get our meal times, our last meal done. We're done eating at least 3 hours before bedtime so that our bodies can finish digesting before bed, so that when we go to sleep, then we're actually our bodies can be in repair mode instead of digestive mode. So that has been very helpful, and we're sticking with that. After the 10-day reset, which also included a whole lot of detox baths. Every night, we're supposed to take a detox bath, which was fantastic, but I won't be doing it every night. I am going back to my once a week to twice a week, 1 to 2 detox baths a week rhythm that I was in for years as well, and somehow got off of that, just to support daily or regular detox rhythms, like that gentle body. We're bombarded with so many things. We kind of have to always be in a state of gentle detox, right? Or else everything builds up in the body. So keeping some of those, we're keeping the earlier dinner times. And then after dinner, I have my drinks in the morning, but they're not anything to like bring me out of a fasting mode. And I'm eating around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm still eating breakfast, but just around 9:30. And that gives me at least a 14-hour window there that my body has been able to rest and have that little intermittent fast. And I've noticed really positive things. So I'm eating before I work out in the morning, but most days, but I'm not, eating first thing in that first 30-minute window that I'm hearing for hormonal health, metabolic health, you have to do. You don't. You don't. pay attention to your body. See how your body responds. I did that protein first thing in the morning. Nope, didn't work for me. But this, my body has been responding to really well. So if you have to journal that. If you're not familiar, maybe build in some triggers for yourself to pay attention, like, hey, how did I sleep last night? Was I tossing and turning? Did I wake feeling rested? How easy was it, for me to get back up? Am I having cravings? Any of those kind of things are really helpful. We have already, weeks ago, reintroduced sour leavened fresh milk bread here at home, and the dairy in abundance, eating real cheeses, real milk, all those things that for some reason people tell you can't. Also, if you look up the blood sugar, Dr. Mark Hyman's program, you can get more details. It does cut out things like legumes as well, and most sugars, of course. So just resetting your body's taste buds is what I've really noticed was helpful for me. Now, would I do that extent every year? I don't know that it would be necessary. We'll reevaluate. I do think I want to do a reset after the holidays every year, but it's not something where like massively looking to drop weight. Now, I also, with rhythms and seasons, would prefer to do something like that if we didn't need it so badly in January, to do it more like in March or April in the spring. That's when your body's naturally wanting to start detoxing and things after holidays and after the winter, because in the winter your body's wanting to hold on to things and really rest and renew and not necessarily flush out and bring in all the fresh greens and nutrients. And so it was funny because while we were doing it, we were thinking this would be so much better in the warmer months, because Dr. Mark Hyman recommends doing a smoothie first thing in the morning. Well, I love smoothies, but in January, especially in Wyoming, I'm not drinking a smoothie first thing in the morning. I don't want, my body's like, absolutely not. So what I did instead, a lot, and I've done this in the past and I'll probably continue it in the winter, going forward on a lot of months, or a lot of days, is I would do some bone broth, and I would heat up my bone broth and then kind of make a soup out of it. I would add, crack an egg into there, add sometimes some hemp seeds or chia seeds, and a little avocado, maybe some, well, during the 10 days I didn't do cheese, but I did afterwards, add some cheese in there. If you had any vegetables or anything you were wanting to toss in, that works. But I made just like almost like a little egg drop soup with some seeds, and that was really good. And I was making sure to do broth at least once a day, if not twice a day. So helpful. So if you're wanting to do a little bit of a reset, but you're feeling that tug of the weather and that tension of, I really feel like I need this for my health, or my, whether it's mental or physical, or both. But you also know, like, March is the time, April, May, or not, well, yeah, even May, going into the spring months, those are the times that your body really wants to do that, but you feel this tension. It's okay to start embracing some new habits still at the beginning of the year and just adjust them for the season. So I wasn't doing a ton of salads or anything like that. I honestly don't do a ton of salads most of the year. There are some months in the spring and in the summer when my body does crave salads, and then we listen to that. But most of us don't digest raw salads and raw veggies well. Most of us need them slightly cooked or fermented in order to digest them well. And so that's something I pay attention to as well. I do more in the spring, some baby spinach and greens like that are cold hardy greens, and then go into some of the other lettuces come summer. But overall, listen to your body. That's what I'm getting at. After we did that, I continued, actually kind of overlapped by a couple days. Young Living has been running a 30 days living young challenge, and you get to pick your level. It's out of 3 levels. I explained this a little bit in my last unboxing video, and what I have loved about that is it's kind of kept me focused on a goal over these last, it's now day 26 of that challenge, and I feel like we started that on day 7 of the other one, or something like that. So they overlapped just a little bit. Oh my goodness, y'all, wearing your hair down with stud earrings apparently is a bad idea. I'm like scared I'm gonna pull my earring out. Okay. So yeah, staying focused on a goal. It's been so helpful. I know this app's going to continue to be up. They're going to run some more challenges this year. So if challenges are something that are helpful for you for accountability, I encourage you to take a look and keep your ears and eyes open. I'll be sure to keep you posted on here as well. But I have loved that it's made me increase my workout a little bit. I was doing a lot of like 15 to 20 minute Pilates before, and so that's been 30 minutes of indoor workout on the level that I chose. So it's made me increase my Pilates, which has been so helpful for my spine. If you guys don't know, I have scoliosis. I've had scoliosis since 6th grade, and I was a dancer for many, many years. And even all of my years of dance, there are certain things like I couldn't get both hips down in certain positions and things like that, that in Pilates right now, I'm about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch away, not even, from getting both hips down. So it's made a huge difference in my body's strength. And then also it's including a 15-minute outside workout, no matter what the weather. And friends, if I could implore you to do something this year extra, it is get outside no matter what the weather. Now my chickens make me do that in the morning and in the evenings anyway, and then sometimes running out to give them some more water or something when temps are below freezing. But it's not a workout. You know, it's like, okay, I go out there, yes, it's cold exposure, which is really good for you, but doing just a 15-minute walk in the afternoons has been so helpful. And doing it outside, it's more than just the movement. It is the sunlight, more than vitamin D, because this time of year you're not getting vitamin D anyway in the northern hemisphere, especially if you're up here by us in Wyoming. But the sunlight, those sun rays are still impactful. The infrared is still impactful. It impacts all of your hormones. It impacts so many different things. So just encourage you, friend, to get outside, to embrace some new habits, even if they are just, you know, if it's one new thing that you're adding this year, if it's one new reset, if it's resetting your taste buds, whatever you need to do for your body, pay attention to that. Make one good change for yourself this year. And yeah, I hope this was helpful for you and a blessing. Until next time, take care, friends. Cheers.